How's it going, team? It is now officially summertime, which means we can get those huge gains, right? Huge gains for summer XC. And I just have a few tips I want to share today because this video would have helped me, especially when I was younger, when I didn't really know how to train over the summer. There's so many things you can do. There's a right and a wrong way to go about things, and these are just a few tips that I think will help you maximize your fitness gains this summer. I think my first kind of sort of tip would be just get a coach because a coach can, go to your specific needs and, give you advice on how you specifically can run faster. I can just give general advice, blanket advice, as some would call it, but a coach can give you specific advice how much mileage to run, how fast you should run, and they'll be with you for every step of the way. I'm just going to give you a few tips that I think everyone can broadly apply to their training. All right, so I'm going to break this video up into three parts. We got nutrition, fitness, and injury prevention. These are three key factors if you want to stay consistent, because the only way we get anywhere in the sport of running is with consistency. So the first tip I have on my sheet here is drink more than you think. The number one reason for bad runs is dehydration. So have you ever been on a run, super humid, 90 degrees? Or maybe that's just in Oregon, I have no idea. But yeah, if you go on a run and you feel dehydrated, that just ruins everything. Drinking water is pretty key. Drink a few cups a day, probably a few water bottles actually. But also there's like things like their elements really popular, liquid IV. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to stay hydrated, and that is probably the number one most important thing, especially if you live in a hot climate. If you don't, good for you. Enjoy your training block. The number two reason for bad runs is not enough food. What should you eat? What should you not eat? That's a topic for a different video. Just eat foods that are going to help you run pretty good. The reason we eat as humans is so that our body has stuff to fix us up back together, because running and really any exercise is just about breaking us down. We need something to build us back up, and that is what food is for. My second category on my list here is fitness. I wanted to talk about the 10% rule, which is good, especially if you're coming off a long break from running. The 10% rule basically means don't increase by more than 10% a week. Obviously, you don't have to follow that to a T. Some people go up a little more, some people a little less. The basic principle, what the 10% is trying to get at, is saying, hey, don't increase mileage too fast. So for me right now, I have a list on my notes app that's like roughly 10% added mileage each week so that we can slowly introduce more training load to the body. Say you're starting off at 30 miles and you want to get all the way to 60 miles. Well, how do you get there? One way that I think expedites the progress, just from my training and my teammates' training, cross training, okay? If you have access to a bike or like a gym, just go ride the bike, okay? So each week I have a number of total hours I want to be active for. This week it's 6 hours. So we're going to be running for roughly 4.5 hours and then cross training for an hour and a half. So each week as my mileage goes up, I'm also increasing my cross training. This allows me to get in more volume with less impact. It's a great way I found to build fitness while not getting injured. My best advice for cross training, just stay in a specific heart rate zone. I like to be in the 140s to 150s, and that just keeps my heart rate up for a long time. Not as much as when I'm running, but still, it's something. Currently, right now, I have 3 days of core implemented into my training program, just for like 5 to 10 minutes each, closer to 10 minutes now. But I'm just trying to get my core activated and trying to get my core a little bit stronger so that I can withstand more cross training and running. Right, so the last category I want to talk about is injury prevention. First off, sleep. Probably the most important thing you can do this summer outside of running is sleep, right? You break your body down, you eat food, but the only way the food can help you build your body back up is if you get sleep. If you don't sleep that much, you'll probably get injured. And if you're injured and you still don't sleep a whole lot, you're not going to heal. It's as simple as that, guys. Number one recovery tool out there, number one way to heal, number one way to get over soreness and tiredness is just to get enough sleep. Now, with phones and screens and everything, it's so hard to get to sleep, but I promise you, If you can find a way to get 8 hours, for me, it's like 9 to 10 hours of sleep every single night, you're going to be so much better off because sleep is the way to get our gains in running. If you can just get quality sleep every single night, you're going to be a much better runner than a lot of people because a lot of people struggle with this. Next, on injury prevention, I suggest doing strength work even before you're injured because what strength work does is it helps your muscle imbalances, right? Some parts of our body are weaker than others, right? One half or one leg is stronger than the other leg, and that can lead to a whole slew of injuries. Make sure that you're doing strength because that is the easiest way to balance your body out so that you're not getting injuries on one leg. Because if you get injured, you have to miss time, you're not consistent, and if you're not training and you're not consistent, then you're not going to get faster. Last little tip, it kind of goes into this injury prevention thing. Guys, make sure your shoes are good. Strava has a built-in feature. Literally, after your run, you just click a tab, click another tab. Say you ran with a certain pair of shoes. It keeps track of all the mileage for you. And even if you don't track your shoe mileage, just look at the tread of your shoes and say, is this helping me stay injury free or am I going to get injured with this? I have two shoes here, one that's like at 150 and one that's closer to 100. And as you can see this right here, if that like starts applying to the rest of the shoe, that's a good sign to switch shoes. This shoe, we're kind of starting to see a little bit of wear, but we still got some time with it. And also, if you're just feeling like little aches and pains on every run, it's probably a good sign to get a new pair of shoes. Better safe than sorry. And running on an old pair of shoes is probably the easiest way to get injured. So yeah, these are all my tips for how to make big gains over the summer. If there's anything I missed or I'm incorrect about, please feel free to correct me in the comments below. I'm always learning and I want to become the best runner, most knowledgeable runner out there. So any tips will help me become a better runner. And I'm always open to that sort of feedback and criticism. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching.